Thank you. How are you? Good to see you. We're on live. Who are you guys with?
I'm with Channel 2, CBS.
You are? Oh my gosh. Did I know you when I worked here?
No. I just know you.
You're like, I'm too young for that. You have no idea.
Known you for a long time.
How are you? Good to see you. Were you here when I worked here? No. You were here.
I started at 5 after you left.
You started where?
5.
Channel 5 after I left. Are you at Channel 5 now?
He's with me at CBS.
Oh, you're at CBS.
Yeah.
All right, so you're where I started back there, like a block away. So I believe it was ICE in a minivan, and they rolled the window down to show their credentials or IDs to the police officers or the officers who were here. And when they rolled the window down, someone in the car was screaming, saying, "Help me, help me, help me. I'm being detained, please, somebody help," screaming. And they rolled the windows up very, very quickly and then sped into here. This is a protest. This is what you see here. How are you, sir? Are you from around here?
I am, yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you live in the neighborhood?
I do.
This is your neighborhood?
Not this specific neighborhood, but I live in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah. What do you think when you see all this happening?
What do I think? I think that it's inexcusable. I see people that are coming here that are showing violence, are showing hatred, intolerance, people that are blocking vehicles and damaging vehicles and throwing bottles at vehicles and throwing fireworks. And
hold on one second. Show that. This is what happening now. When the vans come in, it is believed that the vans are carrying, most of the time they're carrying people that they have picked up, detainees, and so these people are ticked off. Now I'm speaking to a resident now who you're not happy with these protesters, right?
I'm not, most definitely not. I think what we see here today with the state police and the Cook County Sheriff's presence is showing a show of force to keep them off the road.
Can you go ahead, because I want them to see that. Let's just turn around.
Okay.
So we'll see you talk to you. You said that what?
They're showing, so you have the Cook County Sheriffs, Illinois State Police, Broadview Police, and other local jurisdictions. And earlier, I don't think you were here quite for this, but they had locked arms, the protesters, and they attempted to block traffic, and for no reason, and they're not blocking, so they gave you a right to free speech, they gave you a right to all that, but what you don't have the right to do is to threaten violent acts. I've been here and I've seen death threats threatened on the ICE agents. I've seen people threaten to abduct them, kidnap them, hurt them, kill them, and that's unacceptable. We live in America. We have First Amendment right, freedom of speech, regardless of what your political opinion is. But what you don't have is the right to insert and put political violence on somebody, to threaten violence.
I agree with you 100%. Also, even if you're a citizen or not, you have the right to due process. You understand why these people are protesting, but you don't agree with some of the tactics that they're using?
I understand why they're protesting, but I also wouldn't say I necessarily agree with all their message. I think us as a
That's
country,
what I just said. You don't agree with some of the tactics that they're using.
No, but not even just the tactics, just like the crux of the actual message of the protest itself. Because us as a country, we lock our doors to our cars, we lock our doors to our houses, we vet who comes into our house, we vet who comes into our car. We want to feel comfortable who comes in our house and our car, because that's our property. It's the same with our bank account information. We don't just walk around, here's my checking number, here's my routing number, and give anybody access to your bank account, because it's your property. You want to feel comfortable with who has access to your property, and it's America's property, and we should vet who comes into our country.
I think you're 100% right. We should, but it's apples and oranges, because someone can't claim asylum and then run into your house. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. But according to our laws and our Constitution, people can claim asylum if they're coming from a place that they think that's hurtful to them. They can come here even if they're documented or not documented. But they should be vetted. I agree with you 100%.
There's still a process, though, when you go through
And they should go through a process.
And
You're
there's a
right.
legal process. Like, you don't just have the right to come into the country illegally and try to claim asylum. There's still a legal process.
Yeah, you can. You can come in. But then you have to go through the process.
Yes, as long as you go through the process, you're okay. I mean, it's just like people that are here on temporary protective status. The first word in that TPS is temporary, which means it can be revoked. So if it's revoked, at that point, you no longer have a right to the land. If you're here on a visa, the visa has limitations. If your visa expired, you no longer have right to the land. So you can't stay here.
No, hold on. I agree with what you're saying, except for even if you're not a citizen, you have a right to due process in the United States of America. If someone picks you up, they have to tell you why, they have to show you the warrant. That's just how we do it here in America. I agree that they should go through the process, but I also agree, And I believe in the Constitution that if you're in America, on American soil, whether you're documented or not, you have a right to due process. Someone just can't yank you off the streets and then figure out if you're here illegally or not. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. I agree. There's due process, but I also think like you kind of said that when I was talking about the fact that if you overstay your visa, you don't have a right to the land. You don't. I feel like that's very clear that if you overstay your visa was only a temporary thing, and if you overstayed it, now you're here illegally.
Right. But then even if someone picks you up for that, you still have a right to due process. They have to show you why they are picking you up, why they're detaining you, and then you have a right to counsel. And then if you go to see a judge and the judge grants you an extension, they just can't pick you up and take you to a facility and then ship you away. That's not part of our Constitution. It's not part of the laws.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Thank you. What's your name?
Sean
I enjoyed
Campbell.
this conversation. We
yes,
should
sir.
do this more. And you said a neighborhood over?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for speaking to us.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank you.
So there you go. So he's not happy with the protesters. And then as you can see, as he was speaking to me, someone, I don't know if you could hear it, someone was screaming, F you, fascist. So you have all kinds of people who are here, people who agree with the Thank you. How are you? Good to see you. We're on live. Who are you guys with?
I'm with Channel 2, CBS.
You are? Oh my gosh. Did I know you when I worked here?
No, I just know you.
You're like, I'm too
Long
young for that.
time.
You have no
I've known you for a long time.
How are you? Good to see
Welcome
you.
to
Were you here when I
Chicago.
worked here? No. You were here.
I started at 5 after you left.
You started where?
5.
Channel 5 after I left. Are you at Channel 5 now?
He's with me at CBS.
Oh, you're CBS.
Yeah.
All right, so you're done with Channel 5. So am I. No, I'm kidding. Nice to see you guys. Oh my gosh, how long ago was that?
20.
Let me see. Show me this picture.
Do y'all know each other?
Can you see this picture?
Where you at?
Where were we?
College, U of I.
I spoke in your college?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's your
good to see
name?
you. My name's Eric Cox. I'm with Reuters
Eric,
now.
nice to meet you.
You too, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, how do we get over there? Do we have to go all the way around? If we go across, are we going to get arrested? Have you guys been on the other side?
Yes.
You have to go around? How do you get over there? Or can you just walk
You can
over?
go, yeah, you have to go around that way.
Yeah.
They'll let you.
Oh,
You're Don Lemon. They'll let you in. They don't give a shit.
Why are you guys out here?
What do you mean why we're out here?
Why are you out here?
We're out here protesting to make sure that people are free, and especially there's been this is a basic human rights and humanitarian crisis. You know, the grabbing of people off the street by masked men with no explanation why, no warrants or anything, and then the conditions in which they're held in Broadview are absolutely abhorrent. So we're out here trying to be the presence of God to a community that deeply needs it and needs our support right now.
So here's the thing. I just spoke to a resident. He said he doesn't live in this neighborhood. He lives a town over, and he said they're disrupting our neighborhood. They're blocking traffic. They're screaming at ICE agents, and he says that if you're here illegally or undocumented, then they have the right to scoop you up because you're not supposed to be here. What do you say?
You know, I think there's an argument to be made for that. However, I think regardless of your legal status or your legality, you still deserve basic human rights.
A right to due process.
Right.
And that's what the United States grants.
Even the treatment. I mean, they're holding these people in a giant room with 150 people with no access to toiletries or beds or anything. We've seen them arrive in clothes and then a week later be deported in the exact same clothes they're wearing. And so I don't care about, I mean, we treat murderers in this country better than we're treating these people. And from my understanding, being here illegally, that's a misdemeanor. It's not even a felony.
Well, you're treating them harsher than someone who's convicted of felons, and that's the President of the United States.
Right,
He's
exactly.
a convicted felon. What he's convicted of is way more serious than coming here as an undocumented person.
Absolutely. And yet he's decking the White House in gold and building ballrooms. So
That's the irony of everything. That's America. Thank you for speaking to us.
absolutely.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you very much. I want to go across here. I'm going to see. Sir, can we go on the other side?
Yeah, you just got to go behind the squad cars.
Right on the other. Thank you.
Just go behind a couple of them. You'll be
Behind the what?
behind a couple of them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So, oh, there you are. I'm looking for you. And so these folks are just out here. Let's see. Check this out.
Sorry, you can't come to the party.
What's the whistle for?
When I see ice, I blow the whistle when I see ice. And so that car that just pulled in there, that Dodge Charger, that's an ice vehicle. This one right here, the Chevy Tahoe or whatever that is, you can see those hats that they have on the dashboard. That's not a local police vehicle. That's not a state police vehicle. That's an ICE vehicle. So when I see ICE, I blow the whistle. I'm trying to let these people know as well, so that they can call them out when when the vehicles are pulling into the facility. A lot of the times with people that have just been kidnapped.
Yeah. You call it kidnapping?
I do, yeah.
Why?
So these people are being arrested without a warrant. They're being detained without a warrant. They're being tracked based on the color of their skin. The Supreme Court has recently ruled that racial profiling is legal in the country. Legal does not mean moral. Legal does not mean it's upholding civil rights. These are laws that should be struck down, that eventually will be struck down. Much like the Nuremberg trials, the truth will out and justice will eventually prevail.
Now look, I don't know because I'm not seeing their paperwork, but the folks who are here, some of the people who live in the neighborhoods and some of the people who don't agree with what you're doing are saying, this is America, there's a process. If you're here illegally, then you got to go.
I mean, you know, if people are here illegally, that's a civil misdemeanor. It's not something that warrants breaking up families. You see the response to that allegation, and that response is way disproportionate to the claim of harm. So the response is inhumane. Letting people who are here illegally, which is a misdemeanor, letting them stay in the country, that does not cause harm to the vast majority of American citizens, let alone to any individual American citizen. We have $30 trillion in debt in the United States, and Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill that issued tax breaks to the wealthiest Americans added $3 trillion of debt. That's what is causing harm to actual Americans at much, much, much greater rates, orders of magnitude greater than anything that someone who is undocumented staying in the country is causing to any American.
Donald Trump did not get the Nobel Prize.
Correct.
What'd you think?
I don't know why that was even a question. I mean, not your question. I don't know why that was even a question in popular parlance. It's something that he generated, he put out there, and nobody who is sane would actually consider that Donald Trump has been good for the cause of peace in the world.
There are people who are alerting people in neighborhoods when they see ICE. And I don't know if they're blowing whistles or what they're doing. Do you know those folks? Are you part of that?
Yeah, so I live in Berwyn, and I've had many neighbors who have been snatched off the street just for being brown and not speaking English.
I'm sure people are going to think I'm really, really short. Yeah. He's up on the hill. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, I live in Berwyn, and many of my neighbors have been taken off the street by ICE. It's something that I've been on the lookout for in my city. I've been trying to call attention to it because I think it's wrong.
What do you say to Tom Homan or Kristi Noem or Donald Trump or Stephen Miller or any of those guys who are really gung-ho about this and they're happy that it's happening?
You know, I would just say that they are... that if they haven't lost their shred of humanity, there is something in there that can recognize that they're doing the wrong thing. But other than that, the things that I have to say to them probably can't be aired on television. So.
It's independent media. You can do it if you want.
Okay. I mean, I'd tell them to fuck themselves, so.
You can say that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Don, what's your
Don.
name?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, so. Can I take a picture with you? Of course you can. Thank you. I appreciate our conversation. I really did.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. And I see your perspective. I really do. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I don't
Hi,
know.
how are you?
Can I also take a picture?
Sure,
My
sure.
dad really likes you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you out here? Are you protesting? Or are you just out here being a looky-loo?
I am, but I would like to not be on
Okay.
video.
All right.
Thank you.
You need a new phone
I
cover.
do.
All right. Thank you. We're going to go across the street here. There are some other folks here who are, you see, walking. A lot of people have masks on. They're concerned about being gassed or what have you. So we're going to make our way across the street to go over to where the protesters are. And look, you can see how the road is blocked off here. And many, many officers here And so I can't imagine the resources that's being spent. That might be a news helicopter. It looks more like a police helicopter to me. So we've heard helicopters buzzing around. This is a giant block here in Broadview, and it is all closed off. This right here is a business. I think there it is, Orkin Pest Control. But this is a business. They're the officers on top of the building, as you've been seeing here. They're the ones who are shooting people with rubber bullets. And then look over here on top of that building as well. You see that one, Mike? Those are folks, but there's an officer there. We're going to go into the crowd and start to talk to people. How are you? Good to see you. We're going to go into the crowd and talk to people. It's weird to see with the news some of the folks that I knew when I lived here. Yo! Hang on, some of the people. Long time.
How you feel, my brother?
I'm great. How you doing? Y'all missed me, right? It's been a long
big
time.
Big time.
How's everything at WGN?
It's going.
We love you guys. Yeah. Is Rick still there?
Strasser or
Yeah,
Harris?
Strasser.
Yeah, Rick's
Yeah,
still
tell
there.
Rick I said hello.
Okay, all
As
right.
a Simon editor, when I was here,
He's
I knew him.
assistant. What's his title? Assistant news director. now.
Oh, nice.
He done moved up. He's big time.
He's big time now.
Yeah.
You know who I miss? I miss Allison.
Oh yeah.
She passed. So,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah, you too,
Thank
man.
you. Nice to see you as well. Take it easy. Good. So these are all, when I worked here, they worked for competing stations, but we only competed with one station, but our WGN was our friends. And so now this is in the crowd, you can see all of the signs that are here. I'm going to see if I can get up front so that I can get up close and personal so you guys can see what's going on. There's so many press people. Let's take a look at some of the signs here. It says, "We know what's next." Close ICE concentration camps. Soccer mom, braver than ICE cowards. Not afraid of immigrants. Not afraid to show face. And it's going to be a little bit loud here, but some of these folks are just standing off with the officers.
I can't hear you.
Okay, that's okay. Some of the folks are just standing up with the officers. This guy is just flashing them the finger, and then they are taunting them.
You're in a building where human rights are being abused, and you're having a good time. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, you. Human rights are being abused over there. Women don't have sanitary products. Sleeping quarters, non-existent. I hope you're having fun though. You're getting paid to be here. Good job. Keep it up.
Sir, can we talk to you?
Yeah.
How are you? Why are you out here? Why are you out here?
It's pretty clear that there's some atrocities that are going on.
I'm going to get the guys behind you so they can see you.
I'm here to basically protest the atrocities that are happening in this building. Nobody is allowed inside.
What does it say that you're all over there?
Nobody is allowed inside, and there's a reason for that. Human rights are being violated, plain and simple, and that's what I'm here protesting.
Are you out here taunting them all day?
I'm not taunting them. I'm trying to bring awareness to what they're doing and what they're defending, and I think it's despicable.
You call it bringing awareness?
Absolutely. I think that the media is trying to spin this as something that it's not. Clearly, there are no rioters here. These are peaceful protesters defending human beings who are being abused by the people who are supposed to protect them.
You said you haven't seen anybody rioting or anything. That was a resident who said to me.
I've been here all day. I haven't seen any
anything like that.
No.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you talking to us. Do you live in the neighborhood or you just?
I live in Chicago, actually. So I came down here because it's that important to be here right now.
Thank you. Thank you. We're independent media, so we're not corporate media. So don't lump us in with that.
Hey, no, I'm just saying that's just what I think's happening here. So
Thank you. What's your name again?
my name is Blake Curtis.
Blake, nice to meet you. I'm Don. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so in the Inquisition, they're saying a lot of signs. We're going to take you deeper inside, and we're going to go as far, as close to the facility as possible. But first, I need to do this. Give me 2 minutes, okay? And then we're going to get a word in from our sponsors. This episode of The Don Lemon Show is brought to you by Graza. It's my go-to olive oil that's made cooking at home feel like a restaurant. What makes Graza special is the freshness.
I believe that there's like a thing going on that you're not like covering.
What am I not covering?
So, as the station, what is your stance on all this? It's an unbiased one?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have an opinion.
So anyway, it's a lively debate about news coverage, and so News Nation, they consider it to be corporate media, and they're not happy. Apparently they're getting into it because they're saying that News Nation is biased. The folks here don't like corporate media. We've gotten a very good reception. I hope that continues, but you never know while you're out here. And so, again, look there's a police helicopter in the air, and then you've got the members of law enforcement on top of the building here. Now, it's interesting because I think they were earlier brandishing guns at some facilities.
It's not,
but
this is peaceful. People
not now.
playing music.
And even on top of this building as well, you see some. They are armed, but they're not brandishing or pointing weapons at people here. And so, but I'm going to get in here and I'm going to show you the presence of police officers here. Where can we slide in here and show you what happens? Excuse me. How are you? What happens when they come in? So they come in through here. I can't believe the number of officers that are here. It's so many. So much money. Look at these guys over here. They're spending so much money. Here's the interesting thing. I mean, do these people I had look right here. So that happens every time someone comes into the facility, because they believe there's a detainee in back of the SUV or minivan or whatever. I've dealt with anarchists before for many different events, and this type of presence is a bit overkill because these people do a lot of yelling and screaming, and maybe they block some roads, but it's not violence. Let's see what's happening here. Something's going on over here. Come on, let's see what's going on. Protesters are trying to get in over here. They're having a standoff with the officers. Let's see if we can get here. Let's see if we can get over here. Can we get through here, please, ma'am? Can I just slide right here, please? Thank you. So standoff with the officers right here. You can see how close they're getting into the officer's face. Can you get that, Mike? It's just a stare down here as the protesters try to get closer. The officers create a wall between them and the protesters, and the protesters are just sort of in their faces. So, look, we're able to do this live, and who else is doing this? Nobody, except the Don Lemon channel. And I think this is what you need to see, and we're not just going to bring it to you in a soundbite or clip it up so it may be portrayed a certain way that it's not. This is live. I want to hear what she's saying to the officer.
They're coming for us. They're coming for you. They don't give a shit about you. You're protecting them for no fucking reason. They got people, they got kids sleeping on the floor in there. They're giving them water and food as a prize for good behavior. That's fucking sick. Your behavior is embarrassing. should be ashamed of yourself.
There's a car coming in, someone in the back.
My neighbor. Our neighbors are in there.
Hey, ma'am, can I ask you a question? Thank you.
And I know you think it's not that serious, that's what you said, but it is serious to us. These are our neighbors in there. They're kidnapping them on the street right in front of us.
So this is what happens. Standoff with folks here, and then I want to hear it again. Hold on.
They're kidnapping naked fucking children in their beds. And you're here protecting them so that they can go do more of that. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. There are Nazis in there. You're a Nazi for protecting them. No job is worth this.
So this probably happens all day, and the officers stand there for now and take it. I think at certain points there may be some breaking points after a while, but these protesters are not afraid to get into the faces of these officers who are here, basically telling them, I don't know if you could hear them, you should be ashamed of yourself, saying that they're Nazis, no job is worth this.
I see there's no love for Don Lemon in the chat. No love for Don Lemon. That's for sure. Wow.
That's what's happening.
Didn't think it was going to be that rough for him in the
some
chat.
of the signs, liberty and justice for all. This one says we are all immigrants. And am I in your way? Sorry. What happened? What was that guy getting you? Are you with News Nation?
I'm in the
Why was that guy getting you?
He's an agitator. You don't want to talk.
Don't talk to him.
Good to see you. How are you?
Argument. We're defending authoritarianism.
Support you. I support you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I really do. Vanessa Williams.
Oh, Vanessa Williams.
But not the.
No, but you're just as gorgeous as the other.
Oh my
Vanessa
goodness!
Williams.
Thank you. I've been following you a long time.
Thank you. Are you from
I
Chicago?
love how you bring your mother a part of your newscast. Way back. I'm 67 years old. But your mother, seeing her, and you talking about her and how she supported you, and all your beliefs are just awesome.
Oh, thank you. Tell me,
Vanessa Williams. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're from Chicago.
Oh yeah.
I used to work here. I don't know if you remember.
Really?
Yeah, Channel 5.
I do. Yeah. I went to University of Illinois in Champaign. Yeah. So I remember it. Channel 5. Yeah.
67. What is your skin routine?
Oh,
where are the wrinkles?
Black don't crack. That's what your mom would say, right?
Why are you out here, Vanessa?
Right here because
Miss Williams,
I'm out here because I think we're all immigrants, and immigrants is America. Immigrants are America. So that's why I said this, and I believe that liberty, justice for all. That's all people should have the freedom. Yeah, and I've heard that it's unjust what's going on in there, and so being African American, I get it. So.
Do you think that this will make a difference? Protesting like this?
I think so. I think it will. Because we protested in the 60s, it made a difference. So I'm just so excited to see you. I tell my family.
Thank you.
Yes.
You don't think this is different from the 60s? You think it's the same?
Same. It's just a repeat of history. So I think us working together. The difference is, I think, is that we are working together as far as African Americans and Hispanics, and I think together it makes a difference. United, we stand.
How does it make you feel when you see? We were when we first got here, there was someone in a band screaming. They rolled the windows down to show their IDs, and someone was screaming, "Help me! Help me! They're kidnapping me! Help me! Help! Somebody help!" What do you think?
I think about us as African Americans, saying they kidnapped us over in Africa. We were kidnapped.
Let me know if you want my
Same thing. And I think as Christians, the church should be the first on the front line, standing up for injustice. Because God defends the oppressed. And as Christians, we need to do that. So I think about me, my history. We were kidnapped.
What do you think of this president?
Oh my God, Donald Trump. I think he's from the pit of hell. I think he's being used by Satan. And God says what's done in darkness will come to light. So it's going to all come to light.
What does that mean? How so?
What that means is that what he's doing, his end is doomed. It's over. We just got to hang in there and trust God.
Have you seen any sort of violence or anything that's...
No, not on this side. I haven't. No. Yeah.
But where? On the other side?
I've heard about it. I've heard people tell me that when they look inside there, they're packed together like sardines, and that reminds me of the slave ships. This one guy that was arrested was a protester. He said when he went inside, they treat the protesters different than they treat the ones they arrest. And he said when he went past the window, he looked in and he saw them. They were face to face, all packed together. All packed together. And that reminds me of our slave ship.
The area you are. Thank you, Miss Williams.
Sure.
I appreciate you.
John Lemon, you're looking good.
Thank you for your support.
Sure.
I really
always.
Thank you so much.
Tell your mom Vanessa Williams said hi.
I will. I'll tell. She's watching, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So say hi to Mom.
Hi. Hi, Catherine. God bless you. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And then over here, I'm going to show you as much as possible. Look, I'm just being honest with you. As I said, you're going to learn about some of this stuff in real time as we're learning about it. The thing that I want you to know is that we prepared an entire show for you. I'm sure the producers are not going to be happy. They'll understand, hopefully, because the show that we had planned, we're going to talk about the Nobel Prize. But I think it's interesting to get out here and speak with some of these folks and get a real idea in real time. And as I said, not just snippets or capsules of what's happening, but what's happening live, unedited, raw, in real life, as we call it. So I just want to walk around just a little bit. I also want to tell you guys, we have a hotline number. If you guys can, producers, please put it up. It's going to take a bit because there's a delay. That's why I keep looking at my phone. This is where, complete transparency, this is how I see what's happening on the air and what's up on the screen and what they're running. So we have a hotline number this morning. If you have any, if you want to give us information about anything, if there's information in your neighborhood, you see ICE agents or that kind of thing, if you see any sort of activity, if you see National Guard or members of the military, we just want to know, because we're just here to memorialize it. We're here doing our duty as journalists and not corporate journalists, as independent journalists, where we can show you everything and we can get all sides of the stories. You know, when I first got here, someone said, I don't like the protesters being here. And then others are saying, we're supposed to be here. That number is 312, should be up on your screen, 773-9229, 312-773-9229. And that is to the Don Lemon Show. Just get anything, I don't want to call it a tip line, but it's just it's an information line, so that we can know what's real and what's not, and we can check it out and we can bring it to you. And we're here to serve the public, to serve the American people. So that number for our information line is 312-773-9229. Again, it's an information line, not a tip line. So if you see anything, there you go. So we shouldn't call it a tip height. We should call it an ICE information line, okay? So now here we go. Someone else is coming in.
Hi, Dad.
How are you doing? Nice to see you.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you guys, man, you're brave to be out here.
We're Illinoisans.
Say again.
We're from Illinois. We're Illinoisans. This is what our state's about.
Yeah.
We're about defending one another.
Yeah.
You know, we're not from this country. None of us are. So why they are doing what they're doing is preposterous to me. But we're here defending the rights of the people who came here for happiness, to leave whatever they left in their home country. You know, my great-grandfather was a World War II POW survivor. You know, could you imagine being a German and getting tortured by Germans, knowing what they're saying in Deutsch? and you have to tell everybody that you're with. That's why I'm here, for my great-grandfather, because he endured so much. He lost part of his finger. He came back with a tattoo of numbers, and all for what? For a government that's doing this now. A government that fought authoritarianism. A government that fought dictatorship. And look at what we're living in now, Don. Look at what we're living in now. We're living in a government that's taking Democratic leaders and putting them in jail. We have Comey in jail, a former FBI director.
Not in jail, indicted.
Indicted, excuse me. I'm sorry. He's indicted. And these are individuals, and the Attorney General for New York, indicted as well.
Letitia James.
Yes, Letitia James. Yes, sir. And these are things that don't happen here. You know, we didn't have, when Reagan had opposition, did he jail them? You know, I'm not that old, so I'm asking you literally, did he jail them?
Because I'm that old.
Yes, sir.
No, he did not. I lived through the Reagan. That was my first election that I could vote in. Yeah.
So my first election I could vote in was Biden. And guess who I voted for? Biden. And I'm proud to be a Democrat. I'm very emotional right now, so that's why I'm sweating, because I'm really
I can see that.
I'm really PO'd.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you know, I lived here in Chicago, and when you say Illinoisans, Chicago, they're built differently in this area. You guys don't mess around. When I said he's going to send ICE and National Guard there, that's a powder keg, no?
Oh, yeah. Well, you notice the places he's sending people, his big displays down Michigan Avenue and what have you, he's not going to any hoods. You know, he's playing it safe out in the western suburbs and cosplaying all this military coming into Chicago, war-torn Chicago.
Every time. Why do you guys do it? They come in every time.
Because it's reprehensible. It's disgusting. They're tearing families apart. They're taking people. They're not taking the worst of the worst. They're taking hard-working Chicagoans who happen to be a certain skin tone. It's ridiculous. It's gross. They should be ashamed of themselves. I can't believe that I can't believe that there's any space out here. Everybody should be standing out here.
You know what? It's interesting because I've been saying the same thing when I see these pictures, but I'm being told I don't really watch corporate media, but people are saying they're not really seeing the real images of what's happening, or they're being suppressed on social media. That's what they're saying. I don't know if any of that is true. I know that on my feed, it's hard to find some of the images, right? You have to search for it, and then you look and say, wait, not a lot of people viewed that. Did not a lot of people view it, or was it?
It's been suppressed, 100%. And yeah, we're not,
I'm sorry. So my point is, I can't believe that people aren't taking to the streets en masse.
It hasn't come to their feet yet, I guess, you know. Some people, it has to matter to them for it to matter. It has to affect them for it to matter. And it's going to, if it's not yet, it's going to if it's not stopped. This needs to be stopped now before it gets worse.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here,
Thank you as well. How long you guys plan to stay out here?
A few more hours, probably. Probably a few more hours.
And then you'll come back tomorrow? Or
Maybe.
Maybe.
Potentially, yeah.
As long as it takes.
As long as it takes, man. We're forming protests in our local area where we live. From now, we've been doing it all summer, and we're going to do it all year long if we have to.
Are you going to take part in the No Kings?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're having a No
Kings in Sterling, Illinois for October 18th. So.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. You know what? I'm very heartened by the positive response from the people, because when I did work, when I first started doing this, people would associate me with corporate media all the time, and they'd say, don't talk to him. And now people are saying, talk to him. Hi, Don. We're glad you're here. So.
This is a holiday in the Jewish tradition today.
Anyway, this is sort of a peace circle and a music circle that they have farmed out here as well.
Strong houses with big strong walls, and we dwell in huts to remember that all of us are in different ways migratory on this world. All of us are dependent on divinity and spirit to keep us sustained. And we welcome everybody inside.
Widen the circle.
So So this is a song of praise that we sing on this holiday. It has a lot of words. We'll sing them maybe without words.
We're going to get in the middle of the circle so we can see what's happening. We're not participating in the circle. We just want to.
I think we can document.
You think we can document?
I think we can document the circle.
Producer John is here. So here's the circle. Show some of the signs here. This one says we were all once immigrants. No ICE, no troops. Play nice. Look, as they're doing this prayer circle, we're gonna get 2 minutes in. We're gonna be right back with what's happening here. There's another car coming in. You can see the folks gathering and screaming, or leaving, I should say. And so everyone gets worked up when that happens. But give me 2 minutes. We're going to be back here live from the scene. 2 minutes of word from our sponsors. Support for the show today comes from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. All across America, politicians are pushing religion into public schools, posting 10 commandments, hiring unqualified chaplains, and rerouting public money to private religious schools that often exclude LGBTQ students and non-Christians. But FFRF is fighting back. They're in the courts, in Congress, and in classrooms defending the First Amendment and protecting students from religious coercion. In fact, they recently won a big victory, a federal court case. They blocked a Texas law that would have forced every public school to post the 10 Commandments. Our rights are on the line. Don't let them be rewritten. Visit ffrf.us/school or text DON, that's D-O-N, to 511-511. To learn more, that's what you do, all right? So message and data rates may apply. Support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Shopify. It's a commerce platform that helps millions of people turn their ideas into businesses. When I started the show, it was just a dream. Shopify helped to make it real, powering everything from our merch store to audience engagement. Worried that you can't build a website? Well, Shopify's ready to use. They have ready-to-use templates, and if you need help writing product descriptions or generating discount codes, they have got it. Shopify's AI tools can help you. They've got you covered, and they can match you with people for customers, all of it. Shopify makes email and social campaigns simple, and if you ever get stuck, their 24/7 customer support team is there to help. So turn your what-ifs into why not. Start selling for just $1 per month at shopify.com/lemon. That's shopify.com/lemon, where your business begins with a ka-ching. From the road, thanks to all of our sponsors. All right, we are back now live at the protest in Broadview outside of the detention facility. They have formed a peace circle, prayer circle, and they're trying to get everybody to join in. People are just walking in, and yeah, I mean, it's become really a rally. It is a rally of peace. I do see, as you have seen, we've witnessed people, protesters in the faces of the officers. There are members of the clergy here, really members from all walks of life. And there are some, look, you guys heard, if you joined us at the beginning, there are some people here who are pro-ICE and pro what's happening. And so, you know, it takes all kinds, and that's what's happening here. I just want to get back and show you the kind of the perimeter here, because folks they come, they go, they get into the face of the officers here. There is a little bit of a break in the wall here. Look, they're concrete barricades. This entire thing is surrounded by concrete barricades. But then, in this little break right here, the officers fill the void by standing in front. But this is where the officers really get confronted. I just want to document some of this because they're engaging. It looks like they're just engaging over here. I want to see what's going on.
That's a sign of something, Princess.
So they talk to the officers. They try to shame them. I guess that's a fair way of putting it. A lot of the officers just stand, and here comes a band coming out, so lots of screaming.
Seriously. Seriously. Look at your name. Do not be a fucking class traitor.
Well, these officers just stand here and take it, but the amount of money that's being spent on this is ridiculous. Someone needs to do a report on that, and it's not just here. There are other places around the country, and there are other places where this is a lot of resources, man. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. Wow, this is crazy. I can't believe all the money, seriously, that they're spending on this. The money that they're spending on this, I wish we could spend all this money towards health care, right? Towards getting the government to back open and just making sure people have health care and Medicaid. I'm not ashamed to say I think everybody in America should have health care. And we're spending it on deporting people or gathering them up who I haven't seen any actual evidence that all of them are criminals. There's no due process, and I think that's kind of the point in all of this. So that's just weak. Oh my God, you should hear some of the things that they're saying. So it's just amazing to me that they're spending so much money on this and the resources that we're wasting. And we pick and choose, the things that are important to us. Why can't healthcare and childcare and all of that stuff be more of a priority for all Americans, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, rather than just rounding up people without due process? There is a better way to do this. Comprehensive immigration reform would help, especially if Republicans wouldn't block every sort of measure or bill or proposal that would help to reform our immigration system. We need immigration reform. I don't think that we need to close our borders, because if we close our borders, none of you would be here. We wouldn't be here, at least my people, because you can't bring people in if the border's closed. You can't enslave people if the border's closed, but I don't think that you should be closing the border to immigrants, because this country is about immigrants. Everybody out here is an immigrant, unless you're Native American or even Mexican Americans who were here before the folks came over from Europe. So anyways, that's my rant for this morning. But it's going to be interesting. We're here in Chicago, by the way. Oh, there's my former colleague. Hi, Rose. Rosa.
I can hear you. How are you? Oh my God.
Hi, baby. How are you? So good. How you doing? It's good to see you. We'll talk. Do your live shot. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. After your live shot, come talk to me. Okay. So anyway, that's Rosa Flores used to work with me at CNN. As a matter of fact, she was like my junior. She was like my fill-in to do news cut-ins on the weekends whenever I was doing the weekends. So I would anchor, and then they'd give me a break. I did it like a split day, and then she'd come in and just do the news cut-ins. And really great lady.
We're all here because Joe Rogan is short.
Wait, say what?
We're here because Joe Rogan is short. He's a tiny man. He's trying to make up for everything. Height differential, that's why he's doing the things he's doing right now.
What does Joe Rogan have to do with this? Why is Joe Rogan catching strays out here?
Trump elected. That's why Joe Rogan's catching strays. He's got to get accountability for what he's done for this country. Him and Theo Von.
Can I ask you something?
What's going on?
I mean, you do have a point. I don't know about personally with Joe Rogan, but you do have a point about all of the comedians and streamers and bro podcasters.
They all hop on it for the vibes.
Yeah, but then now they're like, this isn't what I voted for.
This is what you voted for. It's what America voted for, right, guys? But no, it's wrong. It's not what half of us voted for. Nobody wanted this, except for the people that are laughing about it right now, all the evil people that are online. You read the negative comments, you want to think that they're bots, but there's real people out there with real hate in their heart.
So what do you say to those comedians and streamers and manosphere podcasters?
It's not about popularity, you want to get people on your side that are going to stick on your side no matter what. And if your opinions change, you want to have that audience that'll change with you.
Yes. But they're clearly, I'm generalizing here, supported Donald Trump, and now they're saying, what is this? This is not what he promised.
Yeah,
I think it is what he promised.
I really don't know what to say. I mean, these people just, the comedians, they need to do better. If you're online, you need to do better. You need to get more responsibility for what's going on around here.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Thank you so much.
Hey, man, been watching you for years.
Thank you.
Take care now, all right?
Thank you. It's nice to see you. I get a different reception now that I'm independent media.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I hated you.
You did?
You know, 2016 was a different time, brother. But we're all here today, and we're here together.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Thanks for speaking to us. Thank you so much. It's so weird. I get that from everyone. I get that even from the right-wingers, Trumpers. Bizarre. So, look, this is what I want to tell you also. If you are watching us, I want to tell you that we are now streaming we're on a new stream, a new platform that we are testing. I just got to show you this sign. You see that one? ICE hates big booty Latinos. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we're on Twitch now. So if you and a lot of these IRLs when we do in real life, a lot of these will be on Twitch, okay? So we'll do some of it here, but then if you want to watch the IRLs like throughout the day, we'll be live for a long time during the day. Other than our 10 a.m. show, our morning show and our evening show, stay here. It's going to be on YouTube, etc. But then if you want to catch the Man on the Streets live and some of those things, you got to go to Twitch to get it. So go to Twitch and look up Don Lemon. Just look up Don Lemon on Twitch, and then there it is. You can figure out, you can watch it there. Again, it's just going to be in real life, unedited, raw, unfiltered, and you'll see just life. You'll see me out here as a journalist. You'll see me talking to people. Whatever responses we get from people, it's welcome. So whether you're a left-winger or a right-winger or somewhere in the middle, we want to hear all comments. But go over. Hi, how are you? Come on.
I watch you obsessively on CNN, and I was devastated to not see you on CNN anymore.
Thank you. Well, you got to watch our YouTube show.
Okay, no, then I know. I heard that you're doing that. I just think you're one of the most wonderful people around.
Oh my gosh.
And honestly, I was like your biggest stalker fan.
Thank you.
Could I ever get a picture with you?
Sure. What's your name?
Katie Dunn.
Hi, Katie Dunn. Nice to see you.
Sure. I'm from Winnetka, Illinois, so I have 5 kids, and there's no way I could stay home watching my favorite city under siege.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Under what? So why do you say under siege? Talk to me more about that.
Like that. This is so dystopian. And I live in Chicago. Like, I'm a 4th generation Chicagoan. We don't need federal intervention here. Like, a big city is always going to have challenges. It's always going to have crime, but it doesn't warrant this sort of presence, this police presence. Yeah.
So that motivated you enough to do what?
To come on down here. I jumped in an Uber. I grabbed my friend Nick Unajeski. He's running for state senate right there. To meet with my friend, my dearest friends, Keena Collins, running for Congress, Illinois 7th Congressional District.
Yeah.
We had to do something. I couldn't just sit around watching CNN freaking out.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So
becoming enraged, but I'm glad that you're doing something.
Well, I'm so thrilled to meet you. I'm starstruck right now, so I feel like I'm not being coherent.
Come on.
But really,
you
this
said
is like
Nikki, right?
Nick, I'm Katie.
Katie.
Yeah, don't worry. That's Nick Unajeski.
That's Nikki. Okay.
And then
hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I went to LSU. No, I'm from Chicago.
You went to
LSU.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
How do you spell go?
G-E-A-U-X.
Yeah, you're all right. I was just checking.
Will you take a picture of me at Don Lemon, please?
Thank you for coming to Chicago, though, because people are not giving the right perspective.
Come here.
Yeah.
Let me get a picture with her, and then we can talk.
Oh
Thank you, Katie.
I seriously adore you.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
In real life. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I'll find you on YouTube.
Thank you. Yes,
okay.
I will be around.
Okay. Love
Thank
you. I'll see you Wednesday.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I don't think people are giving Keena Collins. Yeah. I don't think that people are getting the right perspective. There are a lot of people who have opinions about the city of Chicago, which, by the way, this is Broadview, which is a suburb of Chicago. It's a black suburb in the western suburbs, and this is a police state. I was just telling people I would like to see our governor tell our state police and the sheriff's office to stand down. They should not be out here with ICE. These police officers should not be masked and blocking their badge numbers. So this is the direction, unfortunately, we're going in, and I think getting the perspective of people who actually live here is the best perspective to get.
So, but who would then, can you imagine the chaos that would unleash if they didn't have people out here? I mean, as far as protecting, well, people are rushing towards the building, and then you have the ICE agents or the federal agents, going after people, and that's kind of what they want.
Well, the aggression has come from the ICE agent.
Yep.
It has not come from the people who are here standing with their neighbors. This narrative that we are in a war zone, they're creating the war zone.
Yeah.
The war zone didn't exist until y'all came here with the tear gas and the rubber bullets and snipers on top of buildings. That's what creates an atmosphere of war.
So why do you say you don't think the right perspective is being portrayed? What were you saying?
Because I think that, like I said, that narrative of it's a war zone in Chicago and we have to come here and save the people. The people here do not need to be saved. What we want is our constitutional rights not violated. What we want is a functioning government. What we want is for our tax dollars not to be spent militarizing our neighborhoods, but to be used in the correct ways. So if you want peace, that's investment in community, not cages, right? And I think that that's the narrative that basically everybody out here we're all on the same wavelength about. It's lunacy going on in Washington, D.C., and to politicize this very small black suburb and say that it is a war zone is fallacy, and it's just not true.
Do you think, thank you for that, do you think that this will make a difference, protesting like this?
Yes, I mean, when in doubt, organize. This is what this country has been built on. We have to push back. We have to resist. It's not enough to just vote anymore. There is a complete takeover of our government by people who are not following the Constitution, and the only way that we push back is we have to resist, and that's what people are doing. They're utilizing their natural-born right to protest.
What do you say about the people who were apathetic and just sat at home and didn't vote, or voted for a third-party candidate?
Well, I don't think that the pipeline has to be turning the non-voter into the voter, and you have to give people something to vote about and vote for. You have to represent their interests and the things that they care about. And so our biggest obstacle is not Democrat or Republican, it's pulling people off the couch and getting them engaged and giving them something to want to vote for. So to me, I think we have to do better at messaging, reaching people who are on the margins of our government, and understand that people are just trying to survive day to day. We're living in inflation, we're living in a literal police state. There's a lot going on, and I think that they're disengaged, really. And so we want to get them off. That's the battle that we have to come up with, getting folks off the couch. Keena Collins.
Keena.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you
so
for
much.
coming
Really
down here.
Thank you very much.
I watched your YouTube show.
Thank you. You're just
Twitter.
How are you?
Hi, I'm a former ESL teacher, English as a second language.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
many of my students are Mexican descent, and immigrants and hardworking families. My daughter's working in a little village right now in the city, and most of her students are undocumented, but born here. And, they feel terrorized that ICE is here and really taking people without due process and having them, separating them from their parents, separating them and putting them in deportation centers, not asking them for papers, not having warrants, not doing the things that we law-abiding citizens do. And so, to me, it's against our Constitution, it's against human rights, it's against democracy, and that's why we're here. Everybody's here because it's not right.
What's your name?
My name's Nancy Sack.
Hi, Nancy. Nice to meet you.
It's so good and I'm so glad you're here. And I have seen your show when you're out and about. And I saw you, and I just said, people don't realize I had friends here from California, and the first 3 days we were in the city. Chicago is one of the most beautiful, peaceful cities of communities, and it's when ICE comes, they're terrorizing and they're making up stories. You know, the current administration is making up stories about our city. Our city is a wonderful city, and our people, you know, our immigrants, we're all immigrants, and the immigrants that I know are the most hardworking people. So it's just, I don't get it. I just don't understand why they're politicizing something like this. And there's cruelty here, and there doesn't need to be cruelty in our city. So
thank you, Nancy.
Thanks.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Yep.
God bless you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. We're going to talk to this
lady over here with the red horn said she was assaulted by ICE.
Okay, I'm going to get her. I'm going to get this guy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
We're going to talk to this famous man. This guy's. Are you getting autographs here? People asking you for your autographs.
Says Don Lemon.
Says Hollywood with the sunglasses. Jolly's here. How are you, brother?
You know, I anytime I'm with a community of people who are standing up against fascism, who are standing up against ICE, I'm always good. This is where I want to be. I want to be outside screaming fuck ICE, screaming fuck the kidnappers, fighting against the system. And one thing that motivates me about Chicago is showing out. I don't know how long you've been here, Don, but they're showing out.
What are you talking about, sir? I worked here. I used to be a Chicagoan.
This week.
When I told you, I said, look, they're sending to Chicago.
Yeah.
Bro.
Right.
People don't mess around. But I'm genuinely concerned because Chicagoans are built different.
I think so.
And they will fight back. They will protest. I don't want any violence to happen, but I think that so far the violence has been instigated.
Kidnapping people off the street.
Yeah.
That's violence.
Yeah.
Violence is kidnapping mothers out of school pickup lines. Violence is going to workplaces and ripping people out of their workplaces. Violence is going to a courthouse where people are set to do things legally and ripping them out of a courthouse. Yeah. Violence is shredding this country apart at the base of what makes this country great, and immigrants make this country great. That's violence.
Jolly and I have been communicating for weeks now, and I'm like, I don't know, are they going to send, and they send them, and I'm like, well, but the judge said, and I don't know when I'm going to go, it's a lot of resources, and then I just said, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah,
and
right.
you said, and so he texted me and said, I'm leaving tonight at such and such, and I was like, oh, me too, but in the morning.
Yeah.
So we're here. We have to. I mean, This is where we're supposed to.
I want to lend my platform to Chicago. I appreciate that you're lending your platform to Chicago. I want to connect with local communities and organizations while I'm out here so that when I leave Chicago, we can continue to support what they're doing. Chicago's standing up, and I want to support them in every way I can.
We're all in this together. So, of course, you're going to watch the Don Lemon Show here on YouTube. Jolly's going to be on the show as well. And Jolly, tell us when you're streaming and what you're doing.
Jolly Good Ginger on YouTube and all other platforms, posting, streaming all the time.
Yeah, he's always on, always on time, and every time he posts something, I call, right on, dude, that shit was badass. And he goes, you're just saying that? That was 2 days ago. Hey, so you're going to be around?
Yeah.
You're going to come on?
Here in a minute.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
So we should stay around? Should we stay live?
No, I'll give you the details. I don't want to put it on live, but I'll give you the details.
But how long is it going to be?
Between now and then.
Between now. Hold this. Give me a second.
And as Don does some official business, it's Chris. I'm one of the social producers. Say hello in the chat to Nikki, Andy, Peter, and then we have Content John right here.
What up, what up? I'm back, baby.
So just hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We are going to be going all around Chicago. We want to hear from people that have been affected by ICE, and we just want to show people what the media is not showing right now online and on TV. And it looks like Don is going to be right back.
He just called me this morning. I missed his call.
Yeah, we were just reminiscing. Not reminiscing. We're talking about our friend Mike Fanone is going to meet us here.
They've probably never heard of Mike Fanone.
You don't think they've heard of Mike Fanone? Come on, everybody knows who Michael Fanone is, except for Nancy Mace.
Yeah,
and she goes, "Who's that?" I'm like,
right.
"Wait, what?" But
that was an attempt to be relevant.
Yeah,
of course. Love you, Mike.
You sent it to me, right?
Yeah, I sent it.
All right, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. So look, we're gonna go walk this way. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
What's your name?
I'd rather not say.
Okay.
Live in the fascist state country that we do. I just want to see three things, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Yeah, number one, this is not about immigration. It's about Trump trying to take over the country. Number two, they're not going after criminals or even people with questionable immigration status. They are picking up every brown person they can find on the street, and they're breaking open locked car doors of U.S. citizens. That's one woman picking up her kids or dropping off her kids at school from Cicero. Maybe you saw it a couple of days ago. They pulled her out of her car after breaking the lock, and there was another young woman in Waukegan that they pulled over for no reason. She's a U.S. citizen. They are not going after even immigrants. They're going after U.S. citizens just if they speak Spanish or have like slightly brown skin. You know, and the other thing is, you know, Grover Norquist back in the 90s, you know, Newt Gingrich days, he said he wanted to shrink the federal government down to where it fit in a bathtub and then drown it. That's exactly what Trump's trying to do with this shutdown, with illegally firing mass swaths of federal government employees. They want the government to do two things. One is go out and fight wars, and two is fight wars internally and, you know, fight Chicago, fight LA, fight Portland. They want to police all of the brown people and send as many of them out of the country or into alligator Auschwitz as possible, and disappear people. So yeah, that's my rant.
You Grover Norquist, you just took me back, man. You must be
thanks.
around my age.
I'm a big fan of yours. Yeah,
Thank
I was
you.
so pissed when I don't even know what the story was, but when you left CNN, that was like some kind of bullshit thing, I think.
Yeah, but I'm good now. I'm really good now.
I'm glad to see you're on your feet.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
I saw my wife. You got a really, really good rhythm and everything to your speech. You're obviously really good at talking to people.
Thank you very much.
So
I appreciate
you
it.
belong at the top level again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's
Anyway,
very
you
kind
got
of
any
you.
questions?
No, I got no questions for you.
I'm kind of full of rants. Sorry.
No, it's good. We're going to go this way. Let me talk to the... Hang on 1 second. Hold this, John. Talk to the people.
Yo, Content John here. Very happy to be back on the road with Don and the squad. I just want a second shout out. Everyone that Chris shouted out, we have an amazing team, an amazing crew here that makes it happen. We also got Mike behind the camera. I don't know, Filmer Mike. I like Filmer Mike. Drop some Filmer Mikes in the chat. But it's Content John here, and I am about to return the mic back to Mr. Lemon. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. I am just kidding. He needs a second, so I'm going to take a second. Follow me for a second. Let's walk over here. I actually used to be, or I guess still am, a journalist. I used to do like radio reporting, but here, come here. All these awesome people. Everyone's really nice here too. I think that's something that isn't talked about enough. Everyone's here for the same peaceful reason, and seeing all of the police and ICE presence is obviously very disturbing. But I'm going to let Don explain more of that to you, because I think he's a little bit better at it than me.
Thank you. I can't hear a word you're saying. Thank you, John. Producer John is here. Hey, how are you, ma'am?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. Who are you with?
Oh, I'm just a content creator.
You are?
Yeah.
You're not just a content creator. Don't ever say I'm just.
Thank you.
I'm just. You are an amazing person.
Oh, thank you.
And a superstar.
Thank you so much.
So what's going on? Why are you here?
I mean, what can you do except for like come out and use your voice? My son and I are Native American and also mass shooting survivors. And like 2 months ago, I was driving home from doing some gun violence prevention work in Springfield, our capital, and ICE tried to run me off the road. And yeah, and so when Kristi Noem is saying like, you know, this is not targeted on people's skin color. Like they literally were driving on the highway, pulled up, looked in my car, saw me, slammed on their brakes, got behind me and tailed me, you know, like right on my bumper for like 5 miles. It was absolutely terrifying. My child wasn't with me, but like they are targeting people because of how they look. There's no other explanation for why they did that. Except
You sure it was ICE?
Yeah, because the week before we had seen them in Highwood. I live in Highland Park, and I followed them around, and basically some people and I ran them out of Highwood, and so we know what all their cars look like. We knew, you know what I mean? Like they travel in packs, they have sedans with them. It was very clearly ICE.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
I mean,
what
it's
eventually transpired? Did they just go away?
They just took off, and I think like some people were saying like it's probably because they ran their plates and they tried to see if there was like, you know, a name that they could say they had a reason to pull you over. But I have a very white sounding name, so it's very likely that they were just like, oh yeah, let's just not. You know, this was before that memo came out where it said like get more people or grab more people. I don't know if you remember the memo that they sent out where they were like, it was before that, so I think they just were like who, if we're gonna mess with this person or not, like, might not be worth it. Like, they might not be, you know.
Well, thank you for talking to us.
Of course.
about
I'm
that.
glad you're
sorry.
here. I'm really glad you're here. I think, you know, seeing this, that like there's not violence, that this is not, you know, crazy, and that there's not anything going on here, like, just is really important. I feel like we need to see this more, you know, because we don't need the National Guard here. We don't need the military here in our town. Can I ask you what you're doing for Indigenous Peoples Day? Because it's on Monday.
I can tell you exactly what I'm doing for Indigenous People Day. I'm going to be fighting for information to be put out to the public, the right information, unedited, raw, unfiltered, so that I just want to inform the American people. I think that's the biggest and best contribution that I can make as a journalist. That's what I'm going to be doing, and as a human being and as an American.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Can I give you a hug?
Absolutely. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so the reason I had that little conference was because we're trying to figure out, you guys let me know if you want us to continue to go live, but I think what we're going to do now is we're going to finish up our live here on the YouTube, and then we're going to go, hey man, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Take it easy. I think we're going to finish up our live here on the YouTube, and then we're going to go over to Twitch and just do IRL. If you want to see us driving around, we're going to a protest now. Jolly was telling me about a protest in another place that we're going to go to, and so we'll have that for you live. But I think we're going to, if you want me to continue to go live for a little bit, just let me know in the comments, because some of you, I don't want to burn you guys out and for you to get fatigued, and for us too, because I think it's really important that we bring you this information, try to be as fresh as possible. But guess what? I got no sleep last night. I went to bed at about 1 a.m. because I had to go to a thing for mental health last night. I saw Prince Harry was there. I heard Meghan Markle was there. I didn't get to see her because I left early. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to make my flight. And so I came home at like 11:30, packed. I went to bed at like 1, 2. I couldn't sleep. And an alarm that I thought I had set for 12 p.m. tomorrow, or 12:30 p.m. tomorrow, went off at 12:30 a.m. And I was like, holy crap. I feel like I just went to sleep, and it's because I had. So let me know if you're aware. Yeah, where we go. I think we should. It's this way. Okay. But anyway, look, I just want to show you guys. So the crowd is thinned out a little bit, and I think that's because it's drizzling, but they keep streaming in and out of here. And so I'm going to check the comments and see what the folks say. I think maybe we should stop down and try our Twitch thing. We'll talk to producer. Oh, these guys are like, say I don't watch Twitch.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to Maria Corina Machado. She is receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela.
The Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Corina Machado from Venezuela, Latin America. We do want to go now live to our Selma Abdelaziz, who is in London, here to give us a little bit more context of maybe why this is the recipient this year and what the background is here.
It is very easy to see, Brian, why she was chosen by the Nobel Committee. This is a woman who has dedicated her life to her country, Venezuela, which is, of course, now suffered under an economic crisis, under what is widely seen as a dictatorship, under increasing repression. And she has faced off with those authorities both boldly, bravely, and unbowingly. Just to go over a little bit of who she is, she was elected a member of the National Assembly in 2011. She held that seat for nearly 3 years and was eventually stripped of that seat. She tried to run for presidential elections and was also removed from the ballot, and that's not due to her popularity. Brian, there is an understanding that she has deep popularity on the ground and a huge movement behind her. About a year ago, she went into hiding, fearing for her life. We understand she remains in hiding. She recently did an interview with Elle magazine, speaking of that experience, saying that she's barely seen the sun in months, but that she continues to fight for what she believes in. And that is fundamentally, at its core, a peaceful transition to democracy for a country, again, that has suffered deeply under dictatorship. So, again, she is someone who very much embodies that sense of spirit of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, which is one that is unbending, unbowing to greater powers. Again, the power and brute of the state force of Nicolas Maduro. Someone who has not given up time and time again, despite facing accusations of treason, despite being physically harassed and assaulted, despite the power of Venezuela's government coming down on her. She has continued, again, her fight for democracy in her country. She is also a mother, an engineer by training, someone who has really been able to build roots and build a community and dig deep into Venezuela. So by awarding this prize, it's not only recognizing her work, Brian, it's a recognition of everything that's happening on the ground in Venezuela, but also of the larger context here. Dictatorships are on the rise. Autocracies are on the rise. That is the trend globally. So it is a recognition, again, of all of those who are fighting against repression, fighting against autocracy. So this will be a major win. And I know our news desk right now is working to find out reaction on the ground and to find out specifically her reaction as she remains in hiding from a government as far as we know, while she continues that battle face to face.
All right, Selma Abdelaziz for us live in London. Selma, thank you. Let's go now to get more information on this from defense analyst Alex Alvarez-Shears. He joins me from London. And Alex, if you can, walk us through why it's Maria Corina Machado receiving this award this year out of the 300 plus nominees.
I think one of the main reasons why it's been Machado is because she has demonstrated what it takes to actually try and push the dial for peace, to represent the very best angels in our nature. Whilst we've been overshadowed, this particular cycle has been overshadowed by all sorts of controversies. She has shown that if you want to push for peace, you have to make sacrifices, you have to be selfless yourself, and you have to focus on altruism in the face of all the adversity that comes with that. What's happened in Venezuela over the years is no secret. We all know about the tyranny that the Venezuelan people have been under, but she is a beacon of light in a world that is becoming increasingly beset by authoritarian trends and authoritarian streak. And I think this particular recipient, this particular award is one for unity, one for collective action, and one for global democracy.
Alex, I think we should note that the winner this year was not U.S. President Donald Trump, despite a campaign to become the recipient. And the Norwegian Committee Council leader, you really used democracy as a point to be made over and over again in his speech giving the award, saying at a time when democracy is under threat, it is more important than ever to defend this common ground. Can you just contextualize for us his speech, what this means for maybe future recipients and maybe just the worldview as a whole at the moment?
Well, the key thing that came from that speech, I thought, was tools of democracy are the tools for peace. This is absolutely critical. Democracy is inclusive. It is there to bring people together. It is there to unite people. And what we've seen from Washington under this administration is the very opposite. We've seen a lot of belittling, a lot of berating, a lot of bullying by this administration. Whilst we could point to some of the positive things that are happening in the Middle East at the very minute, what the Trump administration has also done is try to use force to justify things like annexing territory that belong to allies, trying to flirt with the idea of annexing the neighbor north of the United States in Canada. This sort of language is not constructive to peace. It is not constructive to unity, going forward. And I think the speech that was made was to highlight, to emphasize the point that ultimately, if you want peace, you have to have the right intentions, and you have to embody the spirit and the ethos of peace, which is something that unfortunately the Trump administration simply has not done. And again, this is to encourage future generations of activists, of leadership, of thought leaders, of politicians, to bring people together under the banner of peace, under the banner of democracy, to do good for all mankind, or as Alfred Nobel himself said, to create a fraternity of nations.
Yeah. All right, Alex Alfaraz Shears, really appreciate you providing us some insight into this monumental moment here. I do want to go now to Isa Suarez, who's joining us. She, my colleague here, actually interviewed Maria Machado. And Isa, kind of just walk us through what your experience was talking with her and what you took away from it.
Good morning, Brian. Well, what a moment. What a moment for Maria Corina Machado, but also what a moment for Venezuelans who have for so long been fighting this fight for freedom, of course. She is very well known in Venezuela and beyond, in the Americas as well. I mean, she is known, Brian, as the Venezuelan Iron Lady, and she personifies in this fight that she's been fighting for so long. And I've known her even before she's taken on this charge, of course, of fighting for freedom. And she's shown throughout just resilience, Brian, just tenacity throughout. And she's faced huge challenges, and I think it's worth bearing in mind for people who do not know. She's still in hiding, right? She's still in hiding. We assume in Venezuela, and of course stand up to Nicolás Maduro, who lost the election of July 28 by more than 2-1 margin, although he never gave power. And she stood there, and she continues to fight in hiding, away from her family, putting sacrifices on the line for the people of Venezuela. So this moment will be huge, not just for her and her team, but also for Venezuelans, millions who have fled, of course, under Maduro's regime. And while President Trump may not have won here, Brian, this will no doubt be welcome news, I'm sure, by the Trump administration, who have been fighting in the last couple of weeks. You'd have seen putting pressure on the Maduro regime, going after the Cartel de los Soles, and this will play very well within their foreign policy.
Hey, what do you guys think about Charlie Kirk's Turning Point Foundation, Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA? They are setting to have their own All-American halftime show in protest of this musician, Bad Bunny, at the Super Bowl performance. Yeah, that's something. As I understand it, Jay-Z and the NFL, they decided to invite and go with Bad Bunny as the halftime performance. And, Bad Bunny. So imagine a bunny and yeah, it's raised some controversy. What do you guys think? I mean, maybe I should do a poll to see who's going to attend Bad Bunny versus the Turning Point's halftime show. That's the thing. But let's take a listen. Let's kick
it off with this Bad Bunny, because he gets selected to play in this and released a statement. What I'm feeling goes beyond myself. It's for those who came before me and ran countless yards so I could come in and score a touchdown. This is for my people, my culture, and our history. But what he said recently when asked about this, the question, You said you wouldn't be giving any concerts in the United States. Was this out of concern about the mass deportations of Latinos? Man, honestly, yes. There was the issue of, like, fucking ICE could be outside my concert, and it's something that we were talking about and very concerned about. So I'll just do one date in the United States. Oh, he's going to deign to grace us with his presence at the Super Bowl, Britt.
Okay, I'm going to be the first to admit I'd heard of Bad Bunny. I didn't know who this guy was. So I'm like, who is Bad Bunny? I mean, I know I'm old, but I'm not that. There's Bad Bunny for those who are just listening. In a dress with some weird white boots that are manly, and he's got hair on his legs, but he's got this big white dress and he's got glitter on his eyes. I mean, it's a situation. So clearly he's not my cup of tea. But then I got to thinking, whose cup of tea is he? And so, okay, this is what I found out going down the rabbit hole on this guy. I had no idea that Barack Obama's best friend, Jay-Z, he actually runs the Super Bowl selection process through his company, Rock Nation. And so as soon as I heard that, it was like, aha, okay, it makes sense. They're just trying to shove woke ideology down America's throat in the platform of the Super Bowl. It makes sense. It's not because of who Bad Bunny is. It's because they want us woke. And that's really what it is, courtesy of Jay-Z and Obama.
Yeah, I mean, who are we going to have next year? P. Diddy? I look forward to Sean Diddy Combs in his comeback tour. I mean, that's Jay-Z's other best friend. So you tell me whether this is an active middle finger to all of MAGA and the right wing by putting this guy who likes to dress in women's dresses and who hates the United States so much he won't come here because he's worried about ICE rating his concert as our Super Bowl entertainment.
I think it's more than a middle finger just to MAGA and conservatives in this country. I think it's a middle finger to what America is all about. You know, I don't watch football myself, but, you know, I remember watching the Super Bowl last year and seeing Kendrick Lamar perform. And I remember thinking if my grandparents were still alive, like, what would they think about watching this? Like, can't you put people on who actually like represent true American values, who have songs that everyone can dance to? But it's like TikTok slop and these people coming on with these songs that are vulgar and completely out there. And so to me, it seems more not even just against MAGA, but more of a breakdown against American culture. Like if you listen to this guy's songs, I'm telling you, these aren't the songs that you want to be showing your children and things like that. And it in no way represents what I think what the Super Bowl is supposed to represent, which is people coming together, enjoying a night where they can get with their family, their friends, and not have to be paraded around with this garbage that they play.
I wonder whether this is what we're going to get subjected to. Here's Sot 38, where he's performing in drag. Yo perreo sola. Yo perreo sola. This is him, by the way. This very unattractive female-looking thing. Okay, Britt. If that shows up at the Super Bowl, literally the fans are going to get up and walk out.
I hadn't seen that. So this is just a whole new level of it is woke puke. That's all it is. It's a regurgitation of all the woke ideology in the flamboyant colors, in the obnoxious sounds. It's not English. And then what in the world? So is he trans? What is this guy? I'm completely okay. I'm so
He describes
confused.
himself as sexually fluid. I mean, I don't want to hear Bad Bunny and fluid in the same sentence after seeing that video.
How about we do Forrest Frank for the Super Bowl? Can we submit a petition? Forrest Frank, I would happily bring my kids to see that guy. Not a chance. Every parent should turn off as soon as that thing whatever that is comes on. Boycott it. That is.
I would take this and released a statement. What I'm feeling goes beyond myself. It's for those who came before me and ran countless yards so I could come in and score a touchdown. This is for my people, my culture, and our history. But what he said recently when asked about this, the question, you said you wouldn't be giving any concerts in the United States. Was this out of concern about the mass deportations of Latinos? Man, honestly, yes. There was the issue of, like, fucking ICE could be outside my concert, and it's something that we were talking about and very concerned about. So I'll just do one date in the United States. Oh, he's going to deign to grace us with his presence at the Super Bowl, Britt?
Okay, I'm gonna be the first to admit I'd heard of Bad Bunny. I didn't know who this guy was, so I'm like, who is Bad Bunny? I mean, I know I'm old, but I'm not that. There's Bad Bunny for those who are just listening. In a dress with some weird white boots that are manly, and he's got hair on his legs, but he's got this big white dress, and he's got glitter on his eyes. I mean, it's a situation. So clearly he's not my cup of tea. But then I got to thinking, whose cup of tea is he? And so, okay, this is what I found out going down the rabbit hole on this guy. I had no idea that Barack Obama's best friend, Jay-Z, he actually runs the Super Bowl selection process through his company, Rock Nation. And so as soon as I heard that, it was like, aha, okay, it makes sense. They're just trying to shove woke ideology down America's throat in the platform of the Super Bowl. It makes sense. It's not because of who Bad Bunny is. It's because they want us woke. And that's really what it is, courtesy of Jay-Z and Obama.
Yeah, I mean, who are we going to have next year? P. Diddy? I look forward to Sean Diddy Combs in his comeback tour. I mean, that's Jay-Z's other best friend. So you tell me whether this is an active middle finger to all of MAGA and the right wing by putting this guy who likes to dress in women's dresses and who hates the United States so much he won't come here because he's worried about ICE raiding his concert as our Super Bowl entertainment.
I think it's more than a middle finger just to MAGA and conservatives in this country. I think it's a middle finger to what America is all about. You know, I don't watch football myself, but, you know, I remember watching the Super Bowl last year and seeing Kendrick Lamar perform. And I remember thinking if my grandparents were still alive, like, what would they think about watching this? Like, can't you put people on who actually like represent true American values, who have songs that everyone can dance to? But it's like TikTok slop and these people coming on with these songs that are vulgar and completely out there. And so to me, it seems more not even just against MAGA, but more of a breakdown against American culture. Like if you listen to this guy's songs, I'm telling you, these aren't the songs that you want to be showing your children and things like that. And it in no way represents what I think what the Super Bowl is supposed to represent, which is people coming together, enjoying a night where they can get with their family, their friends, and not have to be paraded around with this garbage that they play.
I wonder whether this is what we're going to get subjected to. Here's Sot 38, where he's performing in drag. Yo perreo sola. Yo perreo sola. This is him, by the way. This very unattractive, female-looking thing. Okay, Britt. If that shows up at the Super Bowl, literally the fans are going to get up and walk out.
I hadn't seen that. So this is just a whole new level of it is woke puke. That's all it is. It's a regurgitation of all the woke ideology in the flamboyant colors, in the obnoxious sounds. It's not English. And then what in the world? So is he trans? What is this guy? I'm completely okay. I'm so
He describes
confused.
himself as sexually fluid. I mean, I don't want to hear Bad Bunny and fluid in the same sentence after seeing that video.
How about we do Forrest Frank for the Super Bowl? Can we submit a petition? Forrest Frank, I would happily bring my kids to see that guy. Not a chance. Every parent should turn off as soon as that thing whatever that is, comes on. Boycott it. That is so disturbing and gross.
I would take Roseanne singing the national anthem again over this guy. Anything. Literally anything. When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think?
Let me talk about Benito. You got to feel. Benito, man, getting a lot of pushback. You know what I mean? I thought it was a beautiful thing, being that he just coming off the biggest world tour, bringing almost damn near $1 billion to the island of Puerto Rico. And now Hov is giving you a chance to check him out at the Super Bowl, and now he's getting a bunch of hoopla. I don't understand it. It's damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. What's your take on that, my brother? You know Bad Bunny.
Let's be clear about this. He's the #1 streaming star in the world. Somebody's listening to this, man. #1 streaming star in the world. You could Google that shit if you want.
Felon.
Google it. Felon, 2-time felon. Yeah, he got a job, man. It's the most streamed album of all time. He's number one in the world. He made me, the whole world, go to Puerto Rico to watch him perform. He deserves the spot. The problem with America is so racist that if we're celebrating art, we're celebrating culture, we're doing a halftime performance, somebody got to perform, whether they black, white, Asian, K-pop, whatever you want to name. So at the end of the day, Kendrick Lamar did it last year. Is he big enough? Is he this? The ratings was through the roof. Was he big enough? Is he dissing Drake? Is this. Now you got a guy who's Puerto Rican. By the way, ICE cannot arrest Puerto Ricans. We're Americans.
Duh.
So I don't know what the fuck you on your truck with your Confederate flag thinking, yo, we're going to lock up some Latinos. Yeah, they all Puerto Rican. They're American citizens. What the fuck are you talking about? And my problem is, why does race have to always come into everything that's going, I mean, everything. And you perform it, I didn't even see that. Right? When they picked him, I said, all right, Bad Bunny, he the biggest. He gonna rock, right? I'm Latino and I don't know all the words to his song, but I know he's the shit and he's fire. So my thing is, once they throw in the race shit, I'm like, yo, what is this? I hate people. Black, Latino, white people, whoever, who always gotta bring race into every single thing. I just don't know why.
They've been bringing in every single thing since I've been born. So they.
Oh no, but now with social media is at an all-time high. I don't know how they break this shit down into. It's everything. Everything turns into some racial shit. Bad Bunny's coming to entertain you. If you're white and you don't know Spanish, throw on your dancing shoes and have a hell of a time because all your friends are gonna jump up and dance. He gonna rock that shit like you never seen it.
It's gonna translate it for you.
What, the apples?
Yeah.
Talk about that. So Apple got this. So Apple presents the halftime.
They got the iPods that translate. It can translate it to English for you. So
right at time.
Live time.
So I need that shit. They're making us buy the new phone for this shit, right?
Everybody got an iPhone 15.
I don't know if it's me. I'm played out.
You down.
Let me say something.
You're not speaking.
When it comes to technology,
you under the 15.
It comes to technology, I'm played out. Every time they want a new phone, it take me a month to figure out how to take a picture or something like that. Like, stop making these shits, man. Because every time they make it, it's like a real, like
you got the 17?
Hell no. I'm going to be the last one to get it because every time they bring up something new, I get it and I don't know what the fuck going on. How to do Instagram, how to do this, how to do that. I'm confused. You know, my phone, I just got used to it and my shit old.
It's not the 15.
No, it's not. I used to have the 15, the little
Everybody had the 15.
Yeah, but I really don't want no more upgrades. Nah, man, that shit whack.
The phone is like a computer. You must upgrade.
So Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, he earned it. I hate when they try to make a narrative like, oh, they did this on purpose to fight ICE. That's not true. He earned it. He's the number one streamer. What do you want me to do? If next year they bring the K-pop guys, the guys, I don't know how much I would feel about that, but the K-pop guys, because they broke records and all that, you would have to understand that. You know, they the biggest in the game. The problem is the NFL have always had, like, you know, don't go messing with Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe. Don't go messing with
Nobody
Cotton
never
Eye
said
Joe.
nothing all them years.
We ain't say shit. We must have seen Pat Benatar 10 times.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Cotton Eye Joe. That shit, you know.
I used to think halftime was only for the Rolling Stones and U2 and them. I thought they had a lifetime residency with the Super Bowl. I thought I'd never see a black guy at the Super Bowl halftime besides sweeping.
Guess what? Ever since they put the black guys, they've been winning Emmys every year. Guess what? The ratings been up. So, I mean, you know, you say what you want. You know what I'm saying? And it's become a thing. Every time somebody does Super Bowl, the next week we talking about it. Was it good? Was it rated? It was, you know, shout out to Hov.
Shout out to
Desiree Perez.
Shout out to
the whole Rock Nation getting together, pulling this one off because
shout out to the Rock.
I love that Bad Bunny even did it. Because Bad Bunny said he wasn't going to tour in the United States. So I love the fact that he said, okay, I'm doing it. Man, my sister Mary, her bag went up. After she killed that halftime, she was headlining Essence Fest the next day. This. I watched the bag. I know what the Super Bowl could do for you. Mary J.
That's today's price.
Is not today's price. Mary's shit went dumb after that. Tour, this, that. Shit, her shit went crazy.
Wow, you heard that? That's hip-hop. Shout out to hip-hop, man. Kendrick is the most viewed. He beat out Michael Jackson. And Mike had that spot for 32 years. Shout out to Kendrick for that, man. Shout out to hip-hop. Shout out to Kendrick.
I went to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
UAE.
What's the
Abu Dhabi, baby. Now, if I,
hold on, before you even start, what's your name over there?
Ali Kashani.
Yo.
Salam alaikum.
What did y'all know?
I am Ali Kashani.
Wrap because we got to discuss this. It was just announced. So Bad Bunny has been announced as the 2026 Super Bowl halftime performer. Arabia, did you expect it to be Bad Bunny? And then how do you feel about him being chosen? Do you think he's the right choice?
I wouldn't say I necessarily expected it, but I'm not surprised by it. A large portion of this country, I think 1 out of every 5 people in this country is Spanish speaking. We have a very large Hispanic, Latino community in the United States. Puerto Rico is part of the United States. So, I'm not surprised. I think this is a really great choice for a lot of Americans who enjoy, his Spanish music. So, good for them. I support it. It's not necessarily, I don't have Bad Bunny in my discography. I don't have him on my Serato, but I love this for the people who do.
I think it's pretty cool that he's doing it. I could think of 2 people that I would have liked to see do Super Bowl as well. Probably Nicki Minaj. I think she's way overdue to be a halftime performer, as well as Drake should be one. But I think that would have been perfect after already just having Kendrick, to let him come back and see if he could top that. Hey, Killer.
I like your answers.
Yeah.
They've been dissing the people who actually control the entertainment for the Super Bowl. I don't know if you see what Nicki Minaj been going.
Oh no, that's why I said I think she's still overdue though. She's
no.
overdue.
I agree with you from a entertainment standpoint, but
yeah,
you dealing with over there. once you say something foul, the 8 ball is in. I like your answer though, man.
Yeah, I think that's where we evolved though, because as a good businessman, sometimes you got to do what's right for the brand, even though it's not what you personally feel. If you're still ruling things through your emotions, you're really not as strong as you say you are. It's time for Nicki Minaj to be a halftime performer.
I love that answer. Very good answer. As far as Bad Bunny's concerned, I think he absolutely deserves it. And not just that. I think that you'll have people there who don't like football who just like Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a very good choice.
And the Spanish culture always shows up in record-breaking numbers. So, and shout out to all of them, because they've done a lot for me. I know they've done a lot for you. Spanish people have been
Went to school in Spanish Harlem, man.
Yeah.
El Barrio, what up?
Well, I'm excited for Bad Bunny. I actually have a lot of his music in my playlist, especially going to school in Miami. So I think it'll be a great turnout for him. So shout out to Benito.
Yeah.
But that is all the time that we have for today. Arabia, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Saudi.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, fellas, we know who's going to do the Super Bowl. Super Bowl halftime show is going to be back.
The Super Bowl halftime show was announced during halftime of Sunday night's game, and it was revealed that Mr. Bad Bunny is going to be doing